Ya Allah. Assalamu alaikum. Much better. I can see you, alhamdulillah, already. But that's also going to put you under the microscope. Because I'm going to see who's focused, who's looking at their phone, who's talking to each other. So ready? Bismillah. Bismillah, walhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah, wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man wala. Allahumma allimna ma yanfa'una wa anfa'na bima 'allamtana, innaka sami'un mujibud du'a. Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min 'ilmin la yanfa' wa qalbin la yakhsha wa nafsin la tashba' wa du'a'in la yusma'. Rabbana la tuzigh qulubana ba'da idh hadaytana وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. I'm going to take you through the second journey now. So inshallah you all, I ask Allah, I pray to Allah, I beg Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we all before the break learned about something maybe majority of you knew of, but you were not focused or you didn't pay attention to it or you didn't know how important it is, and that is sincerity. Sincerity. Like if you're drinking water, why you're drinking water. I really mean it. Everything you do. Train you, don't teach anybody this yet. You will teach it when it becomes your habit. And in fact, people will see it on you. But now everything you do, why I'm here, why I'm drinking water, why I'm sitting, why I'm focusing, why I'm not, why I'm recording, why I'm not. Now the second thing, because we said this, remember the lake. Now this, if I apply this, everything that is coming, all the rivers will end up in this lake, and the lake will be pure, beautiful. Anytime you see water, a lake, a river, an ocean, a sea, ask yourself, this is my heart? So now a couple of things is, why the heart? We said before the break, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala taught me and you that the only way I'm going to be successful getting to Jannah is when I come to Allah with al-qalbu salim, with the pure, sound, healthy heart. Now I want you to look at it in a different way. Think of it with me. When you want to make a decision, any decision, I want to come. I'm not coming. I want to record. I'm not going to record. Anything you're doing, simple. Where does this all start? There's something inside you is talking. True or false? Something inside me is talking, and then I have this dialogue inside me. I call it, in general, the morning dialogue. You know the Fajr dialogue? May Allah help you. It's way too early here for Fajr. And it's way too late for Isha. Subhanallah. And this was, when I came yesterday, when I landed, this is much better, because I was in Dublin. Ya Allah. It was 10 p.m. Maghrib, actually 10:10. Isha was midnight, and Fajr was 2:20. Yani literally, if you want to go to bed, you say azkar before you sleep. It's time to say, Alhamdulillah, alladhi ahyana ba'da ma amatana. Done. So there is always this dialogue for Fajr. Sometimes even in winter, where it is much easier, the alarm goes on, and then you are too tired. And then something in you says, 5 more minutes, 10 more minutes, right? But there's another voice inside you who's saying, come on, get up, it's Fajr. Don't go to bed, you're not going to wake up. We're not going to do this every single day. There is a dialogue. Am I correct? Yes? And this applies in everything. In everything. Who is making the decision internally before you do it? And if the internal decision is correct, your heart is pure. When I say correct, I'm not saying correct with people. I'm saying correct with Allah. So the heart, think of it, we're the time and day of computer. If you look at a computer, laptop, your phone these days, everything is in the phone, or in my iPad, what is the most important thing in this? Is what I see or what? Anyone tells me. What is the most important part of the computer? Is the screen? Yes or no? No, you're right. What is the most important thing? What makes the computer dies? What gets infected? I want to hear it. The hard drive, right? Virus, whatever it is. If it's not the apps, because you can delete them and insert them, it's your hard drive. If it dies, the whole computer is dead. And the control of the computer is actually the hard drive. And then it sends the signals to the rest of the computer. Screen is my external look. Now I'm going to make you think of us related to a computer. The way I look is the screen, is what people see. What I put on the screen, which app I click on. Your screen can be different than your screen, and mine can be different than yours. And what controls the screen is what is in that hard drive. What did I download? Are you with me all? Are you making the connection? The hard drive is the heart. If my heart is pure, again, think of the lake. If my heart is pure, everything I say, pure, pleasing to Allah. Everything I look at, pure, pleasing to Allah. My hands moves, pleasing to Allah. Because the orders is coming from the heart, the pure one. It is not coming from the other sound, the conversation. Remember the conversation? It's usually my nafs and my heart. The nafs in general, just to make it easier for you, is what it enjoin and order what not pleased to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It follows what I want, what I like. I want to fit in. That's the nafs. The heart in general, Islamic, let's say spirituality in general, there's a lot of details, but I don't want to overwhelm you with details today. Heart is the pure heart. So that conversation, who wins at the end, is going to show up on the screen. If I feed, now coming to the most important topic, how I'm going to get to the lake. If I feed the heart 24/7, all the time, what corrupts the heart, the lake is dirty. The rivers that's coming is not clean. The ones that is corrupted, dirty, not clean, way more than the other side. So the heart is the control. If I weaken the heart, I am weak with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And and here I used I, because it is my choice. What I see, meaning I turn on the laptop or the phone and I scroll. Not something comes up, like I'm walking now and then something comes up. I had no control over it. Just came my way. But it is my control, do I keep looking at it? Let alone download it. Let alone pay money to see it. And let alone share it with someone else. Everything you do, you hear, you see, you're feeding one of them. Either your pure heart or the opposite. And then decision becomes harder. One simple example, back to Fajr. Let's assume Fajr at 5 o'clock. So it's not a matter of it's too short time and I'm too tired. Fajr is at 5 and your Isha is at 8. So by 9, if you go to bed, alhamdulillah, you got enough sleep. What did you feed before you went to bed? What is the norm these days? We are in our bed looking at our phone. Yes or no? Show me hands. I can see you this time, alhamdulillah. Perfect. There's nothing wrong with anyone who raised the hand, because I didn't ask you, what are you watching? I said, do you look at your phone? Let's assume you review your Quran in your phone. Let's assume you had this article. Not necessarily all is about deen. Article that you really need to read. Widen your knowledge. It helps you in your meeting tomorrow. Anything. You want to learn about the school your son, daughter is going to go to, so you're reading, that's okay. If you are, in general, reading, meaning feeding, your heart before you go to bed, I assure you, you will win the battle in the morning and you're up on that sajjada. If you did not, then we're going to come to here. What did I feed? If you were looking, and may Allah protect you all, I'm giving general. I'm speaking general. If you fed your nafs with haram, assure you, you're not going to be up on that sajjada for Fajr. And this applies to everything in life. I'm giving the Fajr because it's a very common struggle all of us goes through. Everything you feed, everything you look, you hear, you listen, you say, literally it's going to be stored. And you all know this. If you kept listening to Quran, let's say Quran, that night, when you wake up in the morning, what is going on inside you? You're listening to that Quran. You hear it, right? And if you listen to a song or something, the same thing. And that's what Allah said in Surah Al-Isra. إِنَّ السَّمْعَ وَالْبَصَرَ وَالْفُؤَادَ كُلُّ أُولَئِكَ كَانَ عَنْهُ مَسْئُولًا. He's going to ask me. He's going to ask each one of us in this room. I gave you the eyes. What did you do with it? I gave you the ears. You all can hear me. Alhamdulillah. Talk to people who can't hear. What did you do with it? And what did you do with your heart? So as we are, especially these days, so careful about what we put in our mouth, healthy, organic, halal, because it is not pleasing to Allah, not good for my body, not good for my health. Exactly the opposite, that majority of us don't think of it as a big deal. When you keep giving your nafs, remember, I'm putting the left side, so I want you just to remember. When I give my nafs everything it wants, and sometimes it is not haram. Scholars of tazkiyah will teach you too much halal ruins the heart. You know what's too much halal? Show me hands. I'm glad I can see you today. Alhamdulillah. How many of you, at 10 o'clock, let's go and get a coffee or a tea? How many of you do this? Show me hands. Why? Don't answer me. Ask yourself, why? If you answered, why not? Good luck for the heart. Because you're justifying it. Versus you ask me, why you're asking me this? What's wrong with that? And in the way you're asking, you really want to learn. And I'm going to say every time, and this is a principle of tazkiyah, principle of purification of the heart. You want to have a strong heart, the lake. This to stay strong, this has to be weaker, the nafs. Are you all with me, following me? Alhamdulillah. I'm trying to make it as simple in this very short time. We normally do literally a week retreat teaching all these principles. So I'm trying, may Allah make it easy for me to at least when you leave, you understood the principles of it and you can apply it in your daily life. So if my nafs wants, and every time it wants, I'm going to give it to her. Think of your child, those of you who are mothers, or your younger brother, 2-year-old. I want ice cream, you give ice cream. I want chocolate, give chocolate. I want to run, go and run. If you keep giving your nafs everything it wants, the heart will become smaller and smaller in power. Can't resist. Fajr becomes hard. Remembering Allah is harder. Staying away from disobedience harder, because this is the control. versus this is the control. Look at yourself and remember Ramadan. Your Ramadan way harder than ours because you have longer days, because you are further north. Why were you able to do Taraweeh at probably 10 p.m.? And if you didn't do it, you feel so bad about it. True or false? Why? Because you deprived her, and her is a feminine, of what she normally wants because I'm fasting. There was no 10 o'clock coffee. There was no 4 p.m., the tea time. Again, there's nothing haram, but too much halal. That's what the scholars of Tazkiyah teaches us. Too much halal corrupt the heart because the nafs is much stronger. So when I say I like it, I wanted, that's my nafs speaking. Verses connect with what we said in the previous session. Allah wanted, pleasing to Allah, you strengthened your heart. So to come closer to Allah, the pure heart journey, the journey starts with this simple principle. And the simple principle, few things makes the heart stronger and the nafs weaker. Number one, here 4 less and 1 more. And apply it to Ramadan and you're going to see how true this is. And it's not my words, of course. This is Imam al-Ghazali long time ago. Less food, less sleep, less interaction with people, and less talk, and way more or a lot of remembrance of Allah. These 4 less and 1 more makes the nafs way smaller and the pure heart much stronger. Apply Ramadan. Less food, for sure. 16 hours of the day we're not eating. Less sleep, absolutely. Right? Up to 11 you're in the masjid doing Taraweeh. And then you need to get up and do Fajr and life continue. Less interaction with people, true. You don't meet people a lot outside the norm during the day. And even outside the weekend, I don't have time. Less talk. At one point you say, I'm too tired, I can't talk. More dhikr of Allah. Did anybody in this room, and I'm not going to say memorized or read do khatma, did not at least one day in Ramadan had her eyes looking at the Quran? No way. Let alone every day. Let alone you finished khatma, or 2 or 3, or reviewed your hifz, or start memorizing. You did more dhikr. Let alone standing for 2 hours in Taraweeh. What is Taraweeh? It's all dhikr of Allah. And see what the heart was able to do. Ramadan done, day of Eid. Every less became more. True or false? Yes or no? I eat more, I talk more, I sleep more. I'm too tired, alhamdulillah. There's no Taraweeh, I'm going to go and sleep. And during the day, it's day off, I'm going to sleep more. Oh, it's Eid. Oh, I'm going to visit this. Let's go out this. Let's go to this coffee shop. Let's go this. All more. When these are more, natural result, this will be less. It's only 24 hours in the day. I can't make it 48 after Ramadan. Right? So the most important thing, and this is my choice, your choice, our choice. Who do I feed? And what do I give them?